Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Dom Slays. Welcome, my friends. Happy Monday. This is episode 241 of the Music Mondays podcast. And like I said, I'm your host, Dom Slays. And this is actually your Labor Day edition of the Music Mondays podcast, man. So I hope you all had a wonderful Labor Day. But we're going to get down to business here for episode 241. So, you guys know the deal. We're going to go over some weekly recap jazz. We're going to talk about what's coming on the Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. We're going to talk recruiting, SoundCloud jazz, Battle of the Beats updates, and then we're going to dive into some reactions and reviews. So, per usual, should be a excellent night. But let's get down into the weekly recap. So per usual, Music Mondays basic logo t-shirts are still available and in stock right now. We still have smalls, mediums, and larges. So again, if you'd like to have one of those shipped out for $20 flat, definitely let us know. Send us a DM, send us an email. And again, we only have a few of those left, so get them while they're still hot. And then eventually we'll be doing another Music Mondays merch drop. So, per usual, following the live show every single Tuesday, if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon, you gain access to an early version of the Music Mondays podcast for your viewing pleasure. You want to go download it, you want to go clip it, you want to go re-upload it anywhere. Pretty much anything like that, that is available every Tuesday following the live show on the Music Mondays Patreon. So, heading into Wednesday, per usual, SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open every single Wednesday. So again, make sure you follow us on social media to stay up to date with all of our SoundCloud Sunday and all of our playlists and submission shenanigans in general, right? So again, make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date. So, outside of that, heading deeper into Wednesday, we always do some Music Mondays audio podcast promo for the following day when the audio version drops on Thursday. So again, that is available on our social media. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. Per usual. Heading into Thursday, actually episode 240 of the Music Mondays podcast is available right now on all audio platforms. So again, if you have Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, episode 240 is available right now on all audio platforms. And again, that does drop every single Thursday. So make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date with all that good jazz. Heading deeper into Thursday, last week we discussed Battle of the Beats semifinals. So I spoke about that a little bit in detail last episode for 240. So that segment is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show the channel and these artists some love, baby. That's Thursday. Heading into Friday, we had the Battle of the Beats semifinals voting go live, so we'll be talking about that here on the show tonight. But that is available right now, so definitely go check that out and go show those posts some love. And then, of course, heading deeper into Friday, we had a brand new A Blank Thought article drop on the Music Mondays homepage, so definitely go check that out and go show Blank Thought some love. They just broke down 3 recent tracks that they found pretty poppin' for August. So again, definitely go check that out and go show that some love. We've been dropping some banger pieces over there on the Music Mondays homepage, so huge shout out to our staff writers and anybody else who's been enjoying the Music Mondays writing side of things. That was Friday. Heading into Saturday, episode 240 of the Music Mondays podcast is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So again, if you prefer the Music Mondays podcast over there on YouTube, you want to go record it or anything like that, that does drop every single Saturday following the live show. So definitely go check that out. Go shout out some love and huge shout out to everybody that did submit and tune in to episode 240. Let's see here. So heading into Sunday, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 202 is available right now on the Music Mondays SoundCloud. That was curated by me and the cover art was done by me. We actually had a stack of submissions this week, and SoundCloud Sunday came out really well. So huge shout out to all you guys that are supporting SoundCloud Sunday, and make sure you drop in your tracks every single week. But again, Volume 202 is available right now on the Music Mondays SoundCloud. Another banger fucking playlist, I won't lie. Like, it's pretty crazy how quickly the weeks have gone by for 200 volumes. I feel like it was just like a couple days ago we were talking about 200 volumes, and now we're already at 202. So SoundCloud Sunday Volume 202 is available right now, so definitely go check that out and go shout some love. And again, submissions open every single Wednesday for SoundCloud Sunday. So that's pretty much everything you missed at Music Mondays over the course of the last week or so. That's pretty much everything super major that I would want to discuss, anyways. But again, make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date with all of our recent drops and whatnot. So, what's next? Outside of weekly recap, Jazz, we're going to talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. Let's get into it. So, what's coming over the course of the next week? A lot of the same stuff per usual, but outside of that, we'll be dealing with the Battle of the Beats finals. So that'll be taking up the majority of this upcoming week, but after that, I think we're going to start planning our next event and bringing back a lot of the content that I was discussing over the last couple of weeks, right? Like more YouTube uploads and more of our video interview segments and things like that. So a lot of that will be coming back as soon as Battle of the Beats winds down. But I think outside of that, that's going to be our like major thing this week is the Battle of the Beats finals. So that'll be super important. But outside of that, a lot of your weekly and monthly content will be staying the same, right? So when it comes down to articles, the Music Mondays podcast, SoundCloud Sunday, all of our submissions, everything like that, exclusive Patreon content, all that will be staying the same. But again, we'll be heading into finals week, so that'll be pretty important, and that'll be taking up, the majority of our time when it comes down to things, right? So that's pretty much everything major coming over the next week or so. But again, like I said, a lot of the regular stuff will be staying the same. So rest assured, nothing is changing. So following that, let's talk recruiting. So Music Mondays is recruiting, my friends. We are on the hunt for all of our staff roles. So again, if you are a writer, journalist, curator, designer, you want to do short form content, you want to do long form content when it comes to social media or anything like that, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. We're looking to fill out at least like 2 or 3 more staff positions when it comes down to the Music Monday staff team. So make sure you send me a message, send us a message or anything like that. And of course, resume is definitely preferred but not required. So if you're kind of new to the independent media scene or just underground media in general, and you kind of want to get your feet wet, we're always down to teach some of the new guys as well. So again, send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email if you're interested in joining the Music Mondays staff team. So, outside of recruiting, we gotta talk SoundCloud exclusives. So, when it comes down to SoundCloud exclusives, we are on the hunt for unreleased SoundCloud tracks that we would like to host on the Music Monday SoundCloud. So again, if you have an unreleased track that you'd like to have hosted on the Music Monday SoundCloud, and of course promoted across all of our social media for completely free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. And again, we are only interested in unreleased material, so feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards, right? You want to go put it on distro, you want to go do anything like that, that's perfectly fine. But again, we are only interested in the SoundCloud version. Same goes for YouTube as well. So again, if you have an unreleased music video, you have an unreleased visual, you have an unreleased AMV, or even you just want some audio hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, and of course promoted across all of our social media for completely free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. And again, we are only interested in unreleased material, so make sure that you are submitting unreleased material, right? But again, feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards. Like I said, you want to go put on distro or anything like that, that's perfectly fine. That's totally cool. So, let's see. Outside of that, that's pretty much like everything super major. So I think one of the last things that we do have to discuss here tonight is some Battle of the Beats updates. So, semifinals took place over the weekend, and of course, at the time of this show, it is September 1st, 2025. So voting is officially closed for semifinals, and we have 2 winners. The Ghost matchup with Pez is a Ghost winner for sure. So Ghost won the voting on both Instagram and Twitter. But the Kale and Absolno matchup is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to go and tally up some votes and see what their totals were. Because Absolno won on Twitter, but Kale won on Instagram. So we're going to have to go pile up the votes and see who won there. But again, congrats everybody to advancing and anybody else who made it into the semifinals. Fantastic. Fucking fantastic. That was a crazy ass weekend of matches, I won't lie. It really was. It like, I knew it was gonna be pretty crazy for semifinals, but it definitely showed out for sure. It definitely fucking showed out. But finals are probably gonna be even crazier now. But as soon as I tally up the votes tonight after the show, we'll have a clear winner there when it comes down to Kale and Absono's matchup there. But Ghost is a clear winner when it comes to their matchup as well. So again, Ghost will be advancing, and we'll see who advances when it comes down to Absono and Kale. And then again, you'll have your finals matchup, and it'll be the last week of cooking beats and the last week of voting as well. So finals are coming up here soon. That'll be fucking fantastic. I'm very excited, actually, very excited. But overall, I think things went well. So finals should be a really fun time. I won't lie, but of course, you guys will be updated when it comes down to the finals and all that good jazz when it comes down to the show, right? So of course, I'll be updating you guys on all that good jazz. But outside of that, I think that's pretty much like everything major when it comes down to like semifinals week. I don't think there's any other details. I'm pretty sure everybody gets the drill by now. But again, this will be our last week of matchups, and we'll be heading into finals week. So that'll be fun. And of course, this will be uploaded on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So again, make sure you go subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazzes over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Finals week is upon us, my friends. Excelente. So that's pretty much everything major that we had to discuss. So I think it's time that we head over to Twitter and see what we have for submissions. So, per usual, submissions are always in the same format every single week, and they'll always read Artists and Creative. Submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on September 1st, 2025 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/SomPlays, which is here and now. And of course, tweets are always in the same format, like I said, but the only thing that does change is the date, so make sure you're submitting for a show that has not happened yet, right? And of course, I'll, be the first to update you if anything does change, but of course, just make sure that you're submitting for a show that has not happened yet and double check your dates. Outside of that, if you'd like to submit your artwork, if you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So, contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show. Everything from obviously music to instrumentals to covers to remixes to music videos, videography, photography, graphic designs, things like that, right? So we've pretty much reacted to everything here on the show because, again, logic being that a lot of underground creators are multi-talented, right? A lot of editors are also vocalists, a lot of vocalists are also engineers, a lot of cover artists are also producers, and vice versa. That's the reason behind that. Outside of that, we do have a 3-hour show limit. So again, just keep that in mind. We do have a 3-hour show limit. So we just make the show a little bit more palatable on a week-to-week basis, right? Definitely a lot easier to watch back a 3-hour show as opposed to some of our longer, like 4, 5, 6-hour shows, right? Because some of those definitely get pretty fucking crazy. I won't lie. So outside of that, just keep that in mind. And of course, submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter before you do submit. So not only does that help spread our message and help us grow, but you pay respect to everybody else that does wait for all of their submissions to be reacted to every single week here on the show. I think a couple more things outside of that. Patreon subscribers, submissions are played first every single week here on the show. So again, if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon at any tier, whether that be basic, advanced, or premium, you gain access to a whole bunch of goodies over there on the Patreon, including early access content, but you also gain access to what's called the Music Mondays Fast Pass. So for the duration that you're pledged to the Music Mondays Patreon, that allows all of your submissions to be played first here on the show before the rest of the communities. So not only are you played at the height of viewership, but when people go and watch the show back, you're one of the first submissions that people do see. So kind of a win-win. And huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays patrons. You guys are amazing. I think outside of that, the last thing that we do got to mention is that submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts. So again, keep that in mind. You have about like 6.5 so days to get your submissions in, but a good rule of thumb is that if the show is live, submissions are closed. Again, we are a live show, so we like to keep things free flow, make sure that we get to each submission promptly and on time, but also we like to keep the order organic, right? So if somebody comes in and submits late, and then somebody's been waiting for their submission and they managed to cut in front of them just because of the algorithm, that would fuck everything up, right? So that's why we do close submissions. So, but outside of that, I think, realistically, you have like 6.5 or so days to get your submissions in. So, realistically, plenty of time. But outside of that, if you have any more questions about the Music Mondays podcast, we do have a how to submit to the Music Mondays podcast guide on our YouTube channel that was updated for 2025, where I kind of break down the Music Mondays podcast in a little bit more detail when it comes down to why we take submissions on Twitter, how I came up with the idea for the podcast, and things like that, right? So again, make sure you go check that out if you have any more questions about the Music Mondays podcast. So, outside of that, let's see how many Patrons we do have for the night. So we got the homie Dry My Eyes coming up first. Wow, first up, Dry My Eyes. It's been a while since we've seen that, and we got Dry My Eyes in the chat. Welcome on in, homie. Welcome. Let's get it, baby. We got Dry My Eyes. We have Laveries following that, and then we have Jordan, and then anybody else from the Patreon? No, nobody else from the Patreon. Okay, and then we got the homie Braden down here as well. But okay. So we're kicking off the night with the homie Dry My Eyes. Big Zom, let's get it, baby. So this will be very interesting because Dry My Eyes is a multi-genre talented artist, but they've been on quite a single run. I think the last few submissions have been pretty fucking crazy, so I expect nothing less here. But they sent a private SoundCloud link, which actually has the spaces taken out of it, which is very, very interesting. I haven't done this in so long. I completely forgot that this is a thing. Sweet. Okay. Let's give this a little pause. I've been checking my own story like, damn, what the goat up to? Yeah, nah, see, like, these fucking meme pages. Oh my god, these ones are good. But, title pending, lyrics and description, I'm down. Okay, alright. Give a fuck to demo, I'm down. The method, absolutely. Let's get into it. The exclusive premiere of Dry My Eyes Unreleased, Give a Fuck Demo 2, title pending, let's go. Sample's crazy.
Black hair pulled back on thigh. Blood sand using all these styles, you gon' blow it. And I'm back, took a little while, but I show never act like a child. You just need a card, you just need a fuel. No cooperation, I'ma do this independent. Send it through my aching body. Hit you quick with each bandage. Each of them was getting close. When it's over, then it's over. Never guess I be so open. This is not, send disclosure.
Holy shit.
I was always bipolar. Never was a hero. I was just high. I'm a rolling stone. Can we just die? When we're here alone, we can just vibe. Cut ties. Face real alone. Cadence in my ear. I was just fine. I'm wasting a mirror alone. I was just fine. You stupid bitch, always 2 times. It's been 2 times. If you swear that you 1 time for the old time. But you bitched out. We was with you for the whole time. Flip to grab it body and it's go time. And I said it got it, bro.
Damn.
Inside my own mind. But listen to the patty, you gon' get it in your own time. Who said credit my tool? It's a trend. You're too small, picture then zoom. Like a web. Who said you cannot prove what you have? My 2 cents. Got what you know. Let your fans. I know I give them everything. I can give a fuck about it.
Holy shit. What the fuck? Wow.
Your music is fucking fantastic. Your talent's fantastic.
No way.
For it. So, yeah, I do think you can do it. 100%. You know, with this kind of shit, it's very easy to get in your head. You know, it's
That's a crazy sample. You're the go for that. What the fuck? Holy shit. Wow.
But you know the fishing more efficient now. What you know, the vision was a season now. Hit your road. If you wanna see the world, we can go. And if you wanna take it out, I put you in my pocket. It's the only place my talking comes. Everything collected done. Where I was from. Give a fuck. Face on. Give a fuck. Give a fuck. Give a fuck. And it done. And it done. And it done.
What the fuck? Holy shit. Yeah, this sample was so well utilized too. Like it wasn't like corny or anything like that. I feel like where it was placed in the song is fucking fantastic. But also the track is fucking crazy too. So wait, hold up here. Hold up. we gotta talk about this and break this down here. All right, so we're gonna talk about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. And we're talking about the overall theme of Give a Fuck 2 demo, title pending. So, instrumental. Again, this is a very dry my eyes type of instrumental, fast paced, but also has this like good like alternative flavor to it. Um, but again, the pace is crazy. I think that's what matters the most here. And Dry My Eyes really knows how to keep up the pace when it comes to these instrumentals. So I like the choice. Um, and per usual, even though it is a demo, with the demo idea in mind, I do like the mix where it's at the moment, right? I do like the instrumental here. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Drums definitely cut through nicely, that's for sure. Yeah, like thinking back on it, nothing that really kind of, stuck out to me that was off-putting. Especially when it comes down to like the small things like the percussion and how everything was hitting. I didn't think anything really needed adjustments at all. Again, even with it being a demo, right? But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the instrumental mix here for sure. I like where it's at, especially levels wise too, right? But instrumental Shining Star, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. Um, hmm. You know, I feel like it is the drums. I do like the sound selection. The patterns are great. They knock hard enough, but the melody's definitely up there too. But I kind of want to say drums. I won't lie to you. I kind of want to say drums here. Yeah, yeah. Let's just go with drums because again, like the pace is crazy. So I feel like they're doing a really good job, like keeping up the rhythm, right? So let's go drums here for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely in drums. Let's talk vocals, vocal mix. Again, even with it being a demo, I'm a big fan of Dry My Eyes' mix here, especially when it comes down to like some of the ad libs and how some things are toned down, how some things are toned up, and a lot of it is attributed to the flows and cadences as well. So I feel like a lot of that matters too. But as far as like the overall mix quality, again, even with the demo in mind, I like it where it's at right here for sure. I mean, obviously, you could tweak, small things here or there, and just get like another version that like, sounds a bit more cleaner. But for where this one is at, I feel like it's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Definitely fucking crazy. So, vocal mix definitely solid. Nothing like super clashy, too overbearing. Levels were solid, especially like the ad libs, right? I feel like the ad libs like really really stuck out on this one. So yeah, no real gripes. Like ultimately thinking back on it, but vocal mix solid. Vocal Shining Star. Now this one's gonna be hard because, especially with like the lyrics and description, the writing's up there for sure. The writing's definitely up there, but I feel like the flow and cadence and delivery is definitely up there too. You know what I mean? Um, hmm. Cause like at first I was like, flow and cadence and delivery's got to be the Shining Star here. Has to be right. But then towards the end, I almost wanted to say writing. Because writing and lyrics are definitely up here too. So, I don't know, man. This one's tough. But my gut says flow and cadence and delivery just because it's so like it's just instant like gratification and like it's a flow that anybody can get behind and it's just like it's enjoyable to listen to. It's like ear candy if you will, right? It's fun, it's bouncy, it's serious, but also like more chill as well. Like so, I'm gonna go flow and cadence and delivery here, but writing and lyrics are a close second. But I think flow and cadence and delivery really shines here, 100%. So instrumental solid, vocal solid. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics, obviously temporary cover, right? Unreleased, but um, this one always gets me. And he just got the bands in the bottom middle. Yo, those always fucking kill me, man. But yeah, overall theme, I think this was awesome. I think this is a really like a motivational kind of track, but like not like corny motivational, right? And then like using like the sample of our conversation, I feel like that was like fucking A1. Like absolutely A1. That was really well used, you know what I mean? Like sometimes like when you deal with samples like that, it's hard to like pick and choose like what, sections and sentences you're going to want to use and things like that. So I feel like, you know, cutting out that section was perfect, and it worked really well for the song because it was like in the halfway point, right? So I feel like that definitely fucking nailed it for sure. So the sample is everything. But permanent cover, I'm down. I'm down with the permanent cover. I'm down. But yeah, no. So overall, you know, I'm sure Dry My Eyes could, you know, dive deeper with their official title and things like that, right? But overall theme, this is definitely more of like a little bit more of like a pick me up kind of song, right? And it's just like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna do this shit, you know, no matter what. And then, you know, throwing in the vocal sample in there, I feel like this all really, really came together. This is definitely one of my favorites as of recent, for sure. It has to be, especially in like 2025. This is like top 3. This has to be. For like any Dry My Eyes track, this definitely has to be like top 3. For sure. Super, super fucking well done. That was a pleasure. Well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Dry My Eyes. Thank you so much for the submission and let us get a little peep of the unreleased. Make sure you go follow Dry My Eyes on SoundCloud, man. They're only 6 followers away from 100. That's a W milestone. And of course, make sure you go follow Dry My Eyes on Twitter. They are 2 followers away from 50. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there. Channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. That was a great way to kick off the show, man. Jesus Christ. Wow. We're starting off hot, I see. We're starting off fucking hot. All right. So that's our first Patreon of the night. Up next is the homie Laveries. Now, Laveries coming through with another track from their recent Pop Stars EP. Now, this is a project that we barely gotten to go through, to be honest with you. I think we've only reacted to like 2 or 3 tracks of this, you know? So now we're really starting to get down to the nitty gritty here. But Laveries, a very, very talented hip hop artist, came through with Hot to Go with Laveries Ghost and Go Get a Check. I'm down. Let's pop this open a new tab. Let's go. Oh, yeah. No, fuck yes. Absolutely, Dry My Eyes. Of course, man. Absolutely. Let's fucking get it, baby. So 2 days ago, brand new. Love in the comments. I'm down. Let's get into it. Laveries Ghost, Go Get a Check, Hot to Go official visualizer. Let's get into it.
She wanna live like how I'm living, so I'm gonna make her put in that work. She want that perk, she wanna go to Turk, she wanna pop a perk. The perks of fucking with me is I'm gonna show you what your worth is. Suck me good, we can take that flight, you gon' get what you deserve. And thick bitch want fuck, I give her some, and now she just can't get enough. She like it rough, I'm in the cunt while I'm smoking my blunt. Hit her from the back and then I fuck her from the front. Vampire bitch, I never see you when the sun's up. I think that I just might cave in and cop me a chain, cause I'm getting too hot. I'm at the top, need more than boxing top. I think I need 3 thoughts. Got so much guap, I can't be stopped. I gotta get everything I want. We in my spot with so much power. We rolling dope a lot. NYC, bitch, I'm fucking higher than the buildings. Indie bitch, she really pretty. I think that we gon' fucking hear. She'll go with that throat, might have to sign her to a deal. Get her in that studio, then get her twerking in some reels. She wanna live like how I'm living, so I'm gon' make her put in that work. She want that perk, she wanna go to Turk, she wanna pop a perk. The perks of fucking with me is I'm gon' show you what your worth is. Suck me good, we can take that flight, you gon' get what you deserve. Thick bitch want fuck, I give her some, and now she just can't get enough. She like it rough, I'm in the cunt while I'm smoking my blunt. Hit her from the back and then I fuck her from the front. Vampire bitch, I never see you when the sun's up.
Damn. Laveries fucking slid on that.
Go get a check. Yeah.
I'm a big pill to swallow, love. Trust that you can't take another month. Drawing your tide, I show the shrug. I side the sight cause it's love a drug. Get you what you need, what the fuck you want. Fuck out my face by the shoulder rub. I say give me double, you paying them. Bitches working that butt, I ain't saving them. Keep twerking for us, but they slaving ass. I know that you do for a couple racks. Love Aries, go get it, we bringing stacks. None of that little shit, they saving that. Yeah, what's up? She want some good, but she hella bad. Got you thinking this for show love. She saying I don't wanna grow up. Dog, I admit that it felt tough. You dig, I'ma stem when your pill gone. Pull out like God, take the wheel now.
Jeez.
I'm a young buck living real wild. We got that juice, I might spill some. Miss me with that dub, I get real loud. I rap like I'm mad at my damn self. Dapper, I don't need me a handout. Brian put me on with dances. Now he text me like you phantom. Came from a crumb just a handsome. Now I got you, we holding the standard. I'm grateful we family, man. Different mothers, we still at the bed. It's more than just breaking this down. It's way more real when you round. I'm like, what's the deal, what we sign? I'm behind the wheel when we ride. I'm done saying fuck it, we try. I do what I do like it's light. Keep moving, I want me a bite. Say you got me, then keep that shit tight. She said, I might. I said, aight.
Beat is crazy too. You know, this is quite the duo. You know, the further we get into this EP, like, it's making me realize that this is a really, really solid fucking duo. You know, we've reacted to a lot of Laveri's collabs over the last, like, year or so, right? And this is one of the ones that almost fits like a glove, you know? I feel like these two on these types of instrumentals really work well together for some reason. You know, some real, like, peanut butter and jelly shit, to be honest with you. So, well done. Well done. So now we're in... So what, 3 tracks in, and I think we've reacted to, I think one other one, right? But this is track 3, so let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're going to talk about 3 things. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of this track. So, instrumental, obviously Prod Ghost. I do like the choice, you know, it's a little bit more unconventional, you know, like some artists wouldn't be able to find themselves on this, and then, you know, somebody like Laveri's was probably like, oh, hell yeah, you know what I mean? So, I like the choice a lot, definitely. But instrumental mix solid, nothing like super crazy that like jumped out at me that I have a gripe with personally, you know what I mean? So, but that's per usual with Ghost, right? But something you always want to point out for anybody new here, but... instrumental mix definitely solid. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change, especially with like how much is going on in the instrumental. I do think the mix is very, very solid. So, instrumental mix up there. Instrumental Shining Star. You know, at first I was gonna say the sample, and then I was like, maybe it's the drums. But now that I've had some like, you know, time to like sit on it for a second here, I think I'm gonna go structure. You know, especially towards the end, the instrumental just becomes so like. It's again more like a journey, right? And it's telling a story. So I'm gonna go with structure, even though drums are a close second. But I'm gonna go. Yeah. See, I'm second guessing myself now. Yeah, let's go structure here. Let's go structure. I think I think structure definitely deserves it, but you could argue any one of those, to be honest with you. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. So per usual, much like everything we've heard off of this EP, the mix has been very solid, you know, and as of recently, Laveri's mix, when it comes down to their vocals, has been really, really fucking solid, especially like levels-wise, quality-wise. Nothing that really jumps out at me that I have a gripe with, you know what I mean? But as of recently, Laveri's has had a very, very solid mix when it comes down to a lot of their recent drops, right? Especially like their last 2 projects or so. Like their mixes just keeps getting better and better and better. You know, so vocal mix solid though, especially for Go Get a Check as well. Because we haven't heard as much of them, but for what we have heard, the mix is definitely up there. That's for sure. Mix is definitely up there. So vocal mix really solid for both of them. Vocal Shining Star. Now again, I was thinking writing and lyrics on this one, right? But again, having like a second or two to sit on it here, I think flow and cadence and delivery like really steals the show here. I won't lie to you. I do like the writing a lot, right? Writing and lyrics are definitely out there, but how they both flow on this instrumental that's a little bit more like advanced, right, is perfect. So I'm gonna go flow and cadence and delivery here, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Vocal solid, flow, cadence, delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. I've already reacted to this cover a few times, but again, just to say a few more words on it. This is such a Laveri's type of project cover, and I feel like it really works for an EP, right? But with these two on the cover, and it has this like crayon kind of almost like charcoal sort of feel to it, and then like almost like the blackboard kind of background is like really fucking solid. You know what I mean? So, but it's not like doing too much either. That's really what I like about it, especially with like the parental advisory in the bottom mid. Nice touch as well. You know, like personally, I like small shit like that, but especially for like EPs and stuff. You can tell that Laverius kind of goes all out for their covers sometimes. You know what I mean? I mean, for like a single here or there, it might be a little bit different, but for any projects, I feel like they do nail it 100%. Laverius does a really good job when it comes down to picking and choosing their art, right? But aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, hot to go. Definitely not one that I would like dig in deep for a theme for. You know what I mean? This is one where you just gotta appreciate the writing and lyricism of these two, and like how they go back and forth and how they fit on the track. You know what I mean? So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Laverius. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to Laverius' channel, by the way. They're approaching 1.1K on the tube. And of course, make sure you go follow Laverius on Twitter as well. They're only 4 followers away from 140. Make sure you go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, every art is featured in today's episode. And every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, my friends. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Yeah, that EP from Laverius is turning out to be really, really fucking solid. I mean, I expected nothing less, right? But that last track like really, really kind of proved it, you know? So well done, my friend. Well done. So, last but certainly not least, our final patron of the night, the homie Jordan. Now, like I said, Jordan has been on a run with their recent project, Not Now, Busy. And of course, Jordan, being a multi-genre talented artist and producer, came through with the official music video for Next Time. Now, I believe this is the last music video that they put out for Not Now and Busy, so this will be kind of monumental for us. Especially being able to react to it live here on the show, it's only right. So let's go a little 720. Let's see here. This is fire. Got some love in the comments. Like that. W description per usual. Okay, let's get into it. Jordan, Next Time, featuring at Dead Lighters. Official music video. Let's go. Off rip, it's such a like a... almost reminds me of like a TV intro. I love these collage types though. Such a good idea. Such simple footage, but it's being used in such a good way.
Yeah. Okay, last one. Next time I'll try my best to take some breaths. I can't pretend I don't expect it now. Since I've neglected all directions, won't correct it. Should be resting, systems breaking down. I'm still waiting for something that's taken a while. The moon phase is getting harder and harder to count. Lost in space, getting farther, it's hard to make sound. But that's okay, cause I'm starting to get it now. Always the same, but I'm starting to switch it now. Hardly to blame, but I feel like I let you down. Can't complain, but I always do somehow. Stuck in my brain, I try to let it out. Maybe next time before I slip, before it gets too late. I might see the signs now, I know I just can't go that way. I might realize how I'm going, this is not a race. If I take my time, I should find some peace, I'm trying to wait. Wish I didn't mind, but you know how I want things to change. Might forget next time, if you see me try and slow my pace. I just need to find somewhere I can hide until it's safe. When I close my eyes, please just turn the lights down in this place. And
wow.
Whatever I face, whatever it takes, I let off the brakes. I'm taking up space, I'm thinking it's great, like nothing's a waste. I'm dumping my face, jumping for plays, I'm singing for cash. I hope that it lasts, my hope comes in last. Wrote for the past and go back too fast. You know now to ask, you know not to ask. Used to holding back, yeah I'm still holding back. And I know it's bad, and no more holding back. Next time I'll try my best to take some breaths. I can't pretend I don't expect it now. Since I've neglected all directions, won't correct it. Should be resting, systems breaking down. I'm still waiting for something that's taken a while. The moon phase is getting harder and harder to count. Lost in space, getting farther, it's hard to make sound. But that's okay, cause I'm starting to get it now. Next time I'll try my best to take some breaths. I can't pretend I don't expect it now. Since I've neglected all directions, won't correct it. Should be resting, systems breaking down.
Guitar is crazy. So crazy. I love everything about this, really. Wow. Shout out Deadlighters, man. Jesus, that was nutty. That was nutty. Okay, we need to break this one down because we have a lot to talk about here. Let's do it. So, we're going to talk about 3 things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, obviously. We're going to talk about the vocals, and we're going to talk about the official music video for next time. So, instrumental. Obviously, Prod Deadlighters, right? And the guitar is just something that sticks out immediately here, right? But I think the thing, that we gotta talk about first is the mix, obviously. But to me, the mix is like really fucking flawless. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing I would like ultimately change with this mix. Especially with it being such a live instrument based instrumental. Like I always say, sometimes those instrumentals are very weird to mix. Especially when it comes down to guitar loops and recording a guitar. Sometimes that shit can be super fucking annoying. You know what I mean? But this one is very, very crispy. Levels are solid. Everything's crisp and clear. So yeah, no, nothing that I would like ultimately change on the instrumental mix. Definitely not. Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand. I was thinking about this one and I was like, obviously it's melodies, right? But thinking about it now, I think it's the structure. Especially like from start to finish, if you really think about it, the structure is fucking fantastic. Especially with like how well utilized the guitar is and how everything just kind of like comes together, but again, like drifts apart, So I'm gonna go with the structure on this one, but you could argue melodies though, but I'm gonna go with structure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. I love this vocal mix, because it's a little bit more of like a flavor Jordan, right? As opposed to like their raw, kind of like crispy style, right? This one definitely has a little bit more elbow grease in the mix, right? So I think it turned out well for them, and that's the great thing about this project too here is like you get a little bit of something for everybody in Not Now I'm Busy, right? If you like this flavor of Jordan with this like alt sort of like alt hip hop kind of mix, or maybe you like a little bit more of like a melodic Jordan, or you like the raw hip hop Jordan, you know what I mean? So you get a little bit of everything in this whole project, but this one definitely shines for sure. It definitely sticks out. So vocal mix definitely on point, 100%. Especially in terms of like levels and quality too. I think the vocal mix is very much on point. But vocal shining star. Vocal shining star. This one's tough because you could go writing. I feel like the writing was very meaningful in this one. As they all are, right? But I think I'm going to go with flow and cadence and delivery again. Jordan just slid on this. They're comfortable and like the pace and the rhythm is just so on point, and Jordan just felt very comfortable on this. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go flow and cadence and delivery on this one, but you could argue writing here for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk about the official music video here. So this one's very interesting because this even goes, a little bit further when I talk about the DIY music video sort of idea, right? Like the idea being that if you have a phone, you can pretty much record a music video, but you're like, Zom, I'm not that creative, or Zom, like, what do I film, or this, that, and the third. It's like, this is a perfect use of some like B-roll footage, but there's so much going on the screen, right? Like overlapping the clips and like a majority of it is these driving skyline, midday kind of vibes, right? But it keeps up the pace with the track, and then Jordan sneaks in like a little bit of driving clips here or there, or they're just like in first person view, like right there. You know what I mean? So it turns out to be a really attractive music video when it comes down to how much is going on, right? It's eye-catching. It keeps you locked in. It keeps your attention, basically. You know what I'm saying? And all it's using is utilizing like some B-roll, B-side kind of footage, and it's genius. You know what I mean? And this is really like the result of something that's like, like you could literally have the bare minimum of footage and still turn out and make something sick. 100% every time. That's what I really love about this one. The shining star for the music video, It goes without saying, definitely the editing. I feel like Jordan really put this footage to really good use, and I think it came out sick, especially for a track like this. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Jordan. Make sure you go sub to Make More Creative Junk. They are only 6 subs away from 40. And of course, make sure you go follow Jordan on Twitter as well. They're only 1 follower away from 420 or 11 away from 430. Make sure you go show them some love on Deepbird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and send some love, baby. Let's get it. You already have. Thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's get it, baby. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays Patrons. That concludes all of our patrons for tonight. So huge shout out to the homie Jordan, Avaries, TDG, Kruker, King Mark, Ryuki, and of course the homie Jordan, like I said. And the homie Dry My Eyes as well came through with a special sneak peek fucking submission. That was crazy. But again, huge shout out to all of our homies over there on Patreon. Much love. So, let's see here. Up next, our first community submission of the night is the homie The Single Digits, a very talented alternative project to Single Digits, came through with a new track titled Hope. Now, the Single Digits have been coming through with some insane fucking submissions recently. Like, it's just insane. But this week they said, appreciate the show. Thanks. We appreciate you, my friend. Much love. Thank you for your submission. So, let's pop this open a new tab. Let's see what the Single Digits has been up to. Let's see. So, this came out... Oh, Shadows and Silhouettes. Okay, this is track 2 off of a 13-track project that dropped on July 4th. So, not super old at all. Relatively new, actually. All right, let's get into it. The Single Digits, Hope. Oh, shit, we're starting off hot. Damn. Let's go, man. Crazy ass instrumental too, per usual. Holy shit. Wow. Well fucking done. See, that's what I mean. Like, you never know with the single digits, man. It can get real, real crazy. Like, holy shit. But again, a really good summer vibe there, you know? And it definitely sounds like July, August kind of feel, right? Like, end of the summer sort of deal. So, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. So, you guys know drill. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Hope. Relatively obvious theme, right? But obviously, still gonna break it down. So, let's talk instrumental. So, obviously, a very live instrument-based instrumental, right? But the single digits is usually known for that, and definitely has a good like alternative sound here. But the mix is great. I can't lie. The mix is fucking great, especially with like the type of like flavor and sound that the single digits normally goes for. I feel like this one is like spot on, especially in terms of like quality and levels and things like that. Nothing like super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing I would like really change about this one. And vocals definitely sit really, really solid on this. So definitely no gripes with the instrumental mix. No way. So instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand, that's the real question. Um, you know, it's gonna be hard to not say the melodies. Like the guitar is pretty fucking crazy on this one. I won't lie to you, Chief. Um, you know what? I think we're gonna go melodies. I mean, structure's up there, but melodies are crazy throughout the whole track. So go melodies on this one for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Let's talk vocals, vocal mix. Again, it has that like raw flavor, but not like too raw, you know, especially for like the sound that the single digits normally goes for. I feel like this was spot on. Levels were good. Nothing that I would like really tweak about. You know, there's obviously small things that you could change in like any song, right? But I don't think ultimately it affected the track too much at all. You know what I mean? So vocal mix definitely out there, especially for this sound. Vocal Shining Star. You know, I was gonna say the hook. The hook is really catchy, and very like ear catching as well. But I think the flow and cadence and delivery is up there too. But also like just the writing in general, really. You know what I mean? Um, hmm. Yeah, let's go writing and lyrics on this one because I did want to say the hook, but the writing and lyrics in general are just really, really solid here. Very positive, but not like overly positive. So yeah, let's go writing and lyrics definitely. So instrumental solid, vocal solid. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. I like this for a full length project. I'm not gonna lie, simple but straight to the point. Got the home with the longboard in the shoreline, the single digits logo on the bottom right, shadows and silhouettes in the top middle. Simple but very effective, especially for a full length. So aesthetics definitely on point. I feel like they match the single digits kind of energy, if you will, right? But overall theme, a relatively simple theme, but still gets the point across, right? Of like, even though things are like crashing around you or shit could be fucked up, you still have hope, even though X, Y, or Z, right? You still have your partner, you still have your family, you still have your dog. It could be anything, but it's a very like symbolic kind of track, right? So I feel like single digits definitely nailed it when it comes down to something like the concept of hope, right? So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie at the single digits. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, and of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are $5 away from 520, so make sure you go show them some love on the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. And we upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's get it. So, let's see here. All right, so we left off with the homie Single Digits. Up next is the homie Offspring Mysterious, a multi-talented producer, engineer, designer, writer, editor, all the above, has come through with a new YouTube upload. New YouTube series start the month. I'm down. It is September 1st. That's right. This is our first episode of September. Let's fucking get it, baby. So, let's pop this open a new tab. Let's see what Offspring has been cooking up over here on YouTube, man. I'm down. Let's see here. New YouTube series to start the month. Okay. Walking Onslaught's Digital Adventures Episode 1. Hang on. Welcome to my first installments of Walking Onslaught's Digital Adventures. About me and the guys going on wacky adventures. Could be anywhere. Could be your home, mall, possibly different universe. I feel like this would be... Yeah, okay. I see the vision, Offspring. W descriptions per usual. Alright, I'm down. Let's get into it. Walking Onslaught's Digital Adventures Episode 1. Hang on. Let's go. Classic mall shots, man. You're OG if you remember the mall content. I like this though. This is chill. Really creative idea to do this. Huh. No socks in the Victoria's Secret's crazy. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
I'm just scratching the surface.
It's like simple, but again, very effective, and you could do so much with this, especially if like you didn't feel like going out to film or anything like that. This is like really, really effective, you know? And like just taking like the default photos of like the mall and shit like that, like, you know, you really have to get creative with it. And I feel like Offspring really, really did. You know what I mean? Like really, really did. I'd like to see what Offspring can do with this. I won't lie. You know, because starting out like chill with like the mall is solid. But you already know that Offspring's about to be doing some crazy shit with this. So I like it a lot. I like the concept for sure. Shining Star here probably would be that. It probably would be the concept. I won't lie. Just because I do like the concept. It's creative, it's easy, it's fun, it's still something to like hold over your channel, but it's also, you know, a little bit easier than video content sometimes because you can get a little bit more wacky with it. No way that Offspring would be able to front flip off of that in real life, right? So I feel like this is a really, really solid concept here. Yeah, so Shining Star for this one, definitely the concept. 100%. Well done, my friend. Well done. Can't wait to see what you do with this. Huge shout out to the homie Offspring Mysterious. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel, man. They're only 9 subs away from 250. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are 7 followers away from 820. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you, my friends. So, Let's see here. So I think we're about halfway through the show. So what we are going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to need everybody to get up, go get a snack, go get a drink, go get a smoke, maybe go walk the dog or anything like that. And when we return, we're going to dive right back into the rest of our community submissions. So don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Music Mondays podcast, episode 241. I'm your host, Sam Slays. I hope you had a good commercial break, but time to hop right back into the rest of our community submissions. So, up next is actually a competitor in the Battle of the Beats 2025, the homie Absolo. And they submitted another instrumental. Now, Absolo being a multi-genre, very, very talented producer, came through with another SoundCloud track. And we got a little bit of an unreleased. I'm down. Let's get into it. Yeah, Absolo's been going crazy recently. Holy shit. Wow. Stutters are crazy. Wow. Ah. So sweet, Doug. This is crazy. What the fuck? Wow. No shit. Huh. Well done. That was crazy. That was quite the fucking journey there. See, that's what I mean though, multi-genre, you know, like Absolo can pop out with some shit like that and makes you go like, what the fuck? Like super well done. Um so obviously no vocals. We're gonna talk about two things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So um instrumental. Instrumental mix absolutely fucking fantastic. Especially with how much is going on actually in this instrumental. I feel like the mix is so on point. Like very, very much on point. Nothing super clashy to overbearing. Nothing I would like ultimately change on this one, to be honest with you. Nothing that I can like really think about that like, you know, kind of stuck out to me as off putting or anything like that. But instrumental mix definitely up there for sure. Instrumental shining star. So, man, this one's tough, right? Because you got all the drums. The drums are fantastic. The sample usage is really solid. But I think ultimately it'd be a crime to not go with structure. The way that this instrumental is structured out is so fucking nice. It's just a straight story, it's a journey, and especially the way it closes out too, you know? But I'm gonna go structure here on this one, 100%. I feel like Absolo definitely fucking killed that. So, instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Let's talk theme. So obviously unreleased, and we have a little bit of a Absolo logo background, you know, for the unreleased aspect of this. But of course, cover could always change on a full release or anything like that, right? But overall theme, I feel like they definitely nailed the like somewhat like club dance vibe. Like it was so fast paced, but it was also like mixing a few things, right? Like definitely mixing like house and dance, and definitely bringing like a few elements together. So I feel like Absolo fucking nailed that, like 100%. So super well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Absono. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Twitter, by the way, and on SoundCloud. They're only 3 followers away from 350, so make sure you go show them some love over there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists some love, baby. Let's get it. Well done. So let's see here. Up next is the homie Most Dope Kimon. Now, Kimon, a very talented hip hop artist and alternative artist, came through with another track from Love to Heart. Now, we've been slowly diving into this album here on the show. We've actually reacted to a couple of the music videos as well. But let's get back into this project because this has been a journey for us. This has definitely been a journey for us. So, I think last week we did Traded on Me. Yeah, we did Traded on Me. So this week we got Bubblegum. Okay, I'm down. Let's get into it. Most Dope Kimon, Bubblegum, let's go. Let's fucking go. That tag is sick. This is definitely one of the highlights of the project for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It just has all those factors that Kimon really excels at. You know what I mean? Like it really has that good element of everything that Kimon does, right? Instrumental, melodic side, the bars, and it's just catchy as well. It's definitely shining here on this project, that's for sure. We got Ghost in the chat. Let's get it, baby. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. I hope you're well. So let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. We're talking about 3 things here. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. We're talking about the overall theme of Bubblegum. So instrumental. Like I said off rip, I love the choice. It's a very Kimon type instrumental, and that's becoming a common theme with this project. You know what I mean? Like it's really becoming a common theme that Kimon is just a really good beat curator, and they know how to pick beats for themselves. That's for sure. But instrumental mix, definitely solid. Nothing super clashy to overbearing. I feel like the melody really shines through here. Vocals sit nice in the instrumental. Drums cut through nicely. Nothing that I would ultimately tweak out on for this one anyway. You know what I mean? So Instrumental mix definitely up there. Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand, definitely, it's got to be the melody. I feel like the melody's so iconic, and especially towards like the outro. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with the melody on this one for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, very much on point per usual. Kimon has a very consistent vocal mix, right? So not really a shocker that this is like an on point vocal mix, but something you always want to point out for anybody new here, right? But vocal mix definitely on point, especially levels and quality wise. That's for sure. And drums definitely cut through nicely. Vocal Shining Star, on the other hand, I do like the writing and lyrics here, but I feel like the flow and cadence and delivery again is just fun. It's loose. It has that like it like shines on this track for some reason. I don't know what it is about it, but it has like that ear candy kind of feel to it. So I'm gonna go with flow and cadence and delivery on this one, but you could argue writing and lyrics for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. So, I spoke a little bit about this cover a few times, but again, just to reiterate, I love this cover. It's probably one of my favorite Kimon covers, just because it has that like Tumblr to like 2014 kind of style to it, right? And you know, it mixes that like backrooms kind of feel, you know. So I like this one a lot. And then like the text on the side, it really makes for like a good project cover. You know what I mean? So aesthetic is definitely on point. Overall theme of Bubblegum. So Kimon does a good job, like, you know, dumbing down Bubblegum and just using it for almost anything, right? Like when it comes to, you know, women, or when it comes to smoking, or when it comes to pretty much everything, right? So that's what's really good about this one here, is like this is a track where it shows Kimon's like real lyricism. You know what I mean? And like what they actually can do on a track when they take like a topic, right, and just start breaking it down. This is the result of that. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Kimon. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel, by the way. And of course, make sure you go follow Kimon on Twitter as well. They are 6 followers away from 30, so make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all on a good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Get it. Well done. That was a great submission. I'm chilling. What about you? Yeah, no, same. We're chilling on this fine Monday, my friend. My bad, I'm Leo's hella busy. No, you're good. No worries. You're here now. That's what matters. So, speaking of the devil, up next we got the homie Ghost. Now, Ghost came through with another demo here, a little bit of unreleased from the homie Ghost. Now, Ghost being a multi-genre talented producer, like I said, came through with another Dropbox link. So let's see what we got here. I'm down. Let's see here. So, DNA demo, unreleased Ghost. Let's get into it. Oh shit.
So fucking crazy that it must be
Different vibe for you? Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
You they won't forget my name. I don't do this for the fame. I do this for everything that I stand for. Talking down gon' put you in a grave. I do this shit to stay sane. Get the fuck up out my way. I'm throwing tantrums. If you get in my way, I'ma run you over. Tunnel vision on my goals. I'ma go goer. My bitch doubted I'll be rich. Watch how I'm finish yours. I'm making snow up in this bitch. Get put a cold shoulder. Still produced by Ghost. You know I'm never switching up. It's in my DNA to be the one outside in blood. It's only one thing that I want, and once I got it, then it's done. I clear the target, then I cock it back and load another one. Let's go.
Wow. Holy shit.
It's only one thing that I want, and once I got it, then it's done. I clear the target, then I cock it back and load another one. It's only one thing that I want, and once I got it, then it's done. I clear the target, then I cock it back and load another one. Let's go.
Wow. That was fantastic. Holy shit. What a collab too. Like it's definitely got a different vibe to it, but as we've heard here on the show, Laverius is no stranger to some of the more alternative style of instrumentals, right? So I kind of knew that Laverius was going to come slide on this, but I do love the hook as well. You know, there's a lot to talk about here. So let's break it down and talk about it here. I can't keep up with the shout outs I get from artists now. That's so sick. Such a good thing. I'm also going to get the song back and change it. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, so you know it was him on it. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Definitely, 100%. 100%. Oh well, obviously now I do, right? But yeah, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, we're gonna talk about the overall theme of DNA. So, instrumental. Now, let's talk mix here. I think this mix is fantastic, especially with this melody, right? Sometimes these guitar type melodies are like annoying to work with, but Ghost fucking nailed this one 100%. Mix is very clean though, nothing super clashy, too overbearing. I love the sound selection. Vocals sound really solid on it, and of course, with all this being said, this is a demo, right? So, you know, one of those things that obviously is a work in progress, but for where this is now, I definitely enjoy the mix of the instrumental, 100%. So, instrumental mix definitely solid. Instrumental Shining Star. I do love the drums just because they're so simple and they really complement the melody. But I think I'm gonna go structure here. I love the way that this is structured out. Yeah. Yeah, structure really, really shines here. I like it a lot. So instrumental solid, definitely a structure. Let's talk vocals. So, man. Vocal mix, again, with it being a demo, you know, we're gonna proceed with caution here, right? Because obviously this is still a work in progress, but when it comes down to the vocal mix, I definitely feel like they both sound really solid for this instrumental. You know, like sometimes on certain instrumentals, artists like really can't get a grip, or like really like find a flow. But Laverius, we already know that they have experience with these types of instrumentals, right? So for where this is at, and obviously with it being a demo, vocal mix very much on point. You know, because of course all these things will be improved as you know the release gets finalized, right? But vocal mix solid. Vocal Shining Star. Now, I do like the hook a lot. I think writing and lyrics across the board is pretty solid too. But you know, I think we're gonna have to go with flow and cadence and delivery. I think across the board, flow and cadence and delivery kind of came through on this one. And I feel like again, as the song gets finalized, that's even gonna shine out even more, right? So I'm gonna go with flow, cadence, and delivery on this one for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. Obviously, unreleased DNA, right? But this will be one where, you know, I feel like people are gonna learn a lot from Laverius on this one. And again, like they're coming back with this more like alternative style. But I feel like that's a really, really good side to show off, you know. And then the hook is definitely catchy. So it'll be one of those tracks that's like a really solid single. You know what I mean? So. But well done, my friend. Well done. That was an amazing submission. Jesus Christ. Massive shout out to this whole crew. Huge shout out to the homie Ghost. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Ghost on Twitter, by the way. They're only 3 followers away from 540. So make sure you go show them some love over there on the bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. The way the song came about was insane. I saw on Insta two prods made a sample where it says sample this and making it on that, and I just knew I wanted to do it as soon as I heard it. Now we hear it. That's sick. And I want to add one more thing. Yeah, not for sure. He's a feature on the song, and I co-prod on it with two others. That's so fire. Yeah, it definitely it definitely came out really solid. 100%. So it'll be on artist stuff. No, yeah, I'm down for sure. I definitely want to hear the final when it's fully complete as well. Definitely. So well done, my friend. Let's hear. So up next is the homie that we haven't heard from in quite some time, a very, very talented artist and producer by the name of No Name Dread. This is their new Twitter. And again, it's been a while since we heard from Dread. I don't think we've reacted to them once in 2025. I think it's got to be like over a year by now, right? But Dread, a multi-genre talented artist and producer, came through with Sanctuary. Let's see what we got here. I'm down. 2 days ago. Brand spanking new. I assume prod No Name Dread. Okay, let's get into it. No Name Dread, Sanctuary. Once that's done, I'll send it over. I'm down. I'm definitely down. Holy shit. That Sanctuary. Oh my god. What the fuck? Holy shit. What the fuck? Wow. Wow. Holy shit. What a good sample to use. Wow. Dude. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. First of all, that sample is really fucking well utilized. Like, that's such a good sample to use, but my god, this was fucking crazy. Holy shit. Wow. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. So obviously no real vocals, right? Just the samples. So we'll talk about two things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Sanctuary. Instrumental. So instrumental mix, especially being like a very EDM dance centered electronic kind of flavor, right? I feel like the mix has to be on point, and it's not really a shocker, but Dread came through with a very, very solid mix. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing, nothing I would like ultimately change on this mix whatsoever, especially considering the structure and like the sound it is. You know what I mean? So I feel like the mix is very much on point here. All the way through as well. All the way through. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. I mean, it's a crime to not say structure, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I do like a lot of the drums. Sound selection is perfect, but the structure throughout the whole track is really, really well laid out. Like, really fucking well laid out. and the sample is so well utilized too. You could kind of argue the sample and how Dread used that, but I'm gonna go with the structure here on this one for sure. Let's go structure. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Little Kingdom Hearts shout out here on the cover. I love the choice. Throwing it back to the OG Kingdom Hearts, man. Classic. Always love that. Overall theme, obviously the Sanctuary sample, inspiring the Sanctuary title, but also the Kingdom Hearts Sanctuary also kind of blends in with that as well, right? So all this is kind of like complementing each other, and I feel like Dread's always had a really good vision for certain themes and aesthetics, right? So well done, my friend. Well done. That was a crazy fucking submission, and it's nice to see you back around. Let's fucking get it. Huge shout out to the homie Dread. Thank you so much for the submission. Make sure you go follow Dread on SoundCloud as well. They're only 10 followers away from 230. And of course, make sure you go follow Dread on Twitter. They are literally only 9 followers away from 10. This is their new Twitter account, so make sure you go show them some love in the bird, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all of the good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Well done. That was a crazy fucking submission. Wow. Okay. So, last but certainly not least, we got the homie Braden, a multi-genre talented artist, came through with Rock Out. More music out now. Let's take over. I'm down. So it's been a couple weeks since we heard from homie Braden, man. Let's go see what they've been up to, because they've had a stellar 2025. A couple album runs, a great single run. They've just been killing it with the consistency, man. So I'm excited for this. I'm definitely excited for this. Let's see here. So got lyrics and description too. Shit. I dry my eyes back in the chat. Let's get it, baby. Hope you're well. All right, let's get into it. Braden, rock out. Let's go.
You're listening to 4200 Muha Music Radio.
Bitch, I pop out. That boy tryna swing on me. That bitch finna get
Oh,
knocked
shit.
out. We pull up with Bitch, I pop out. That boy tryna swing on me. That bitch finna get knocked out. We pull up with
Knocks out. You know that I rock out. I'm trying to spread havoc, trying to spread
Oh,
the
shit.
fucking block down.
4200
She been
Muha
trying
Music Radio.
fuck. Okay, yeah, okay. I don't really care like that. So stupid. Don't get no fucks. Yeah. Bitch, I pop out. That boy tryna swing on me. That bitch finna get knocked out. We pull up with knocks out. You know that I rock out. I'm tryna spread havoc, tryna spray the fucking block down. She been tryna fuck. I had to tell her not now. Another pussy talking on me. That's another opt out. We got stakes, we bring the mops out. We locked in, he locked out. He ain't in the picture, so that means he gets it cropped out. All these hoes gon' leave me on the street. Fuck. I get bread, count my breach, then repeat. Got the broom out, this shit is getting sweeps. Yeah, these bitches getting pressed over shit that isn't deep. And when I talk, you know I gotta keep receipts. All these bitches on my meat, all on me. They gon' fall off, I don't care if they leave. You know that's a closed case, so I got to keep it brief. Bitch, I pop out. That boy tryna swing on me. That bitch finna get knocked out. We pull up with knocks out. You know that I rock out. I'm tryna spread havoc, tryna spray the fucking block down. She been tryna fuck. I had to tell her not now. Another pussy talking on me. That's another opt out. We got stakes, we bring the mops out. We locked in, he locked out. He ain't in the picture, so that means he gets it cropped out.
What an instrumental choice. That is crazy. Wow.
Oh my god. The hoes. They're coming.
Oh my god, the hoes. They're coming. Well done. Again, a very like genre blending kind of track there. Now this is track 1 off of their recent 7-track project. Wow. Yeah, such an interesting song there. But again, like, Braden can pretty much utilize any instrumental you give them. We've heard them literally destroy all types of instrumentals, everything from hip hop to alt to melodic shit to pop stuff to trap to jerk stuff to like super trap to like almost like even more trap metal. Like we've seen Braden pretty much attack every single genre. This is why this one is just like, I just feel like they're having fun now. You know what I mean? Like they're really just kind of having fun with whatever instrumentals that they can kind of get their hands on. So, well done, my friend. Let's talk about it. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. And we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Rock Out. So, instrumental again. I love the choice, especially for Braden. It's very like unconventional, but you know, Braden really makes it work. You know what I mean? So, I do love the choice, but mix is solid, nothing like super clashy to overbearing. I feel like Braden sounds really, really solid on it. Levels are good, quality was good, especially for it being such an unconventional instrumental. I feel like the mix needed to be on point, and it definitely was, for sure. So, instrumental mix is definitely up there. Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand. You know, it's, I do like the structure, but the melody and like the bass is crazy. But the drums are up there too, but let's go with the melodies on this one. Let's definitely go with the melodies, just because it's so, like, memorable, right? So, instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, again, really solid. You know, Braden's had a very consistent vocal mix no matter what genre or style they kind of go for. Like I said, whether that be the more pop stuff, the more alternative stuff, the more, like, raw, like, hip-hop lo-fi kind of stuff. Like, we've seen them kind of attack everything, but one thing that's been, like, really consistent is their vocal mix, and that's what you get here, 100%. So, vocal mix is definitely on point. Vocal Shining Star. You know, I do like the flow and cadence and delivery, but the hook's kind of catchy too. Like I feel like the hook could easily get stuck in your head if you listen to this a few times. But let's go flow and cadence and delivery on this one. Braden really came through with some like real lazy, like sliding kind of flow, you know? So I like this one. Let's go flow and cadence and delivery on it. So, instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. So this is the official cover for the recent project. And going with a little bit more, like, simpler, like, IRL kind of vibe. And like, just kind of, like, taking a pic, like, outside near the graffiti. I feel like this is a really good play as well. You know, because sometimes it's good to just switch it up, you know? And sometimes for the creative vision, you're like, nah, I want to do this for the cover. Or do, you know, X, Y, or Z. But, this one's really solid just because it is the IRL, shot, but also, like, you know, it switches up from Braden's usual, right? And that's one thing Braden always does is, you know, they tend to switch it up a lot, which I like. So aesthetics definitely on point, especially for a full-length project. Overall theme, Rock Out. I mean, obviously, like, you know, this is definitely one of those, like, hype-up songs, but also, like, not one that you need to, like, dig super deep for a theme for. This is one where, again, it hypes you up, and like, you know, you can really appreciate Braden's writing and lyricism here, especially when it comes down to adding in their flow and cadence as well, right? So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Braden. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Braden on SoundCloud. They're only 4 followers away from 380. Of course, make sure you go follow Braden on Twitter or on SoundCloud as well, per usual. Like I said, they're only 4 followers away from 380. I just wigged out because I had 2 tabs open there. That's why. But again, huge shout out to homie Braden, and of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. This is their new Twitter ? I'm not sure. We'll go drop them a follow over there. But per usual, make sure you go follow them. They're only 2 followers away from 20, so make sure you go show them some love there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you, my friends. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's go, baby. All right, my friends, that concludes all of our submissions for episode 241. Let's give some shout-outs. Let's show some love. Let's shout out the chat and all that good jazz, my friends. Let's go. All right. First off, massive shout out to everybody in the chat and of course all of our submissions. But first off, let's just give shout outs to the chat, man. You guys are fucking bumping in here tonight. Much love. Huge shout out to the homie Drama Eyes. Huge shout out to the homie Ghost. Huge shout out to everybody else that lurked and chilled. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Short stream day. Yeah, we actually started a little bit earlier and I cranked through the yapping section, so we ended up finishing a little bit earlier than expected. So no worries at all. Outside of that, and again, huge shout out to the chat. Anybody else that lurked and chilled, we appreciate you. Huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight and tune in. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays Patreon, the homie Drama Eyes, Ryuki, Kmark, Kruger, TDG, Jordan, and the homie Laverius. Thank you guys so much for being Music Mondays Patreons. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. Huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight. The homie Drama Eyes, Laverius, the Single Digits, Offspring Mysterious, Jordan, Absono, Most of Kimon, Ghost, No Name Dread, and the homie Braden. Thank you guys so much for all of your submissions. Much love. And of course, this episode will be live on the Music Mondays Patreon tonight, as well this Thursday on all audio platforms, and then Saturday on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. And of course, if you're interested in submitting for next week's show, episode 242, submissions will be live tomorrow, September 2nd, 2025. So again, make sure you follow us on social media and stay up to date with all of our latest submissions and playlists and all of our good news and all that jazz Rooney. So, outside of that, make sure you follow us on socials, like I said. I tuned in like 10 seconds before my track. I know you hit that crazy timing. Definitely. You definitely hit that crazy timing. But again, make sure you follow us on social media. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Threads, all that good jazz at All Music Mondays. And of course, make sure you stream the Music Mondays podcast at anchor.fm/All Music Mondays. And of course, we'll continue on with the rest of the week. Battle of the Beast 2025 finals, new article Friday, whole bunch of stuff going out this week. So summer is not yet over, my friends. Just because it's September doesn't mean summer's over, right? We are keeping this train rolling. So, outside of that, that's going to do it for The Kid, man. We'll be live next week for episode 242 of the Music Mondays podcast. Of course, I stream 5 to 6 days a week, so make sure you tune in and come kick it with The Kid, watch party stuff, all that good jazz. But per usual, we'll see you guys tomorrow for a regular stream, and then, of course, we'll see you next Monday for episode 242 of the Music Mondays podcast. I love you all. Take care. Be safe. We'll see you next time on All Music Mondays. And, of course, follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. All socials, all the good jazz is linked down below. I love you all. Take care. Be safe. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll see you next week for episode 242. Let's get it, baby.